Let's launch. Hey, everybody. I am here. We are live. Um, Hopefully, there's people here waiting. I'm really excited because tonight we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about the benefits of being Greek and being in the travel industry. I know it's 7:31. Some people are probably still getting notifications that this is happening. But basically, my goal tonight is to show you what benefits that you can get from the travel industry from being in a Greek organization. Now, what I am going to ask is for you to, when you do come on, to go ahead and post your organization that you're representing tonight. I'm hoping to be able to get representation from all of the Divine Nine. For those of you that don't know, I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority. I have been a member of Zeta for about 15 years now, and I've actually been in the travel industry doing travel events for about 10 years. I actually kind of got my feet really wet in it after I um, finished joining the sorority. They had the Blue and White Weekend down in Gainesville, Florida. Now, that was something that everybody went to. A lot of people was going down there, and I just figured I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. There are several major schools and lots of us in this area. Why not we get together, get a block together, and book the rooms as one so we can always be together? Now, one of the great things about being in a Greek organization, besides having the brotherhood, besides having the sisterhood, is the fact that you have people everywhere around the world. And we have meetings, and I'm sure many of you know this, we have meetings all the time, all over the place. We have a state meeting, we have regional meetings, then we have our national meetings that happen. And then on top of that, we have all the social events that happen, especially during the summertime. Everybody has some sort of Greek weekend, Blue and White Weekend. You have Atlanta Greek Weekend, Charlotte Greek Weekend. Texas has a lot of Greek weekends. Then you have the Kappa cruises throughout the country. The Omegas have their parties and they're all white. I'm up in the DMV area. So the Kappas up here, no, excuse me, the Omegas up here are really known for throwing their really fancy all white parties and blackout parties out of Virginia. The Kappas do these great big New Year's Eve events as well as the CBC events. And one of the things that most people don't realize is that it's really great that all of these Greeks are planning all of these great events. They are raising so much money, so much awareness for various different things. And for the most part, they're not making any money back. Yes, they are making a profit because I am sure that there's a buffer on the ticket sales, not just to cover the cost of the rooms and the food and the entertainment. But if you as a travel agent or had a travel agent in your chapter, when you book these trips, you can earn another stream of income. Now, for many chapters, I know that the main goal is some form of community service. A lot of organizations have nationally adopted a cause, as well as the local chapters, whether it is a senior center, whether it is a school. I know we're getting ready to do back to school programs, all different types of things. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to open up another stream of income on top of what you're already doing? Now, a little bit about what I have and what I'm actually doing. I'm with a company that is called IntelliTravel. It is a 26-year-old home-based travel industry, and it's the originator. You know, it is the first, and the rest of them are copycats, and I'm sure my Greeks on there got some jokes in their head on that one. But we were the ones that basically got it started, and the co-founder and current president, Mr. James Ferrara, he decided along with his counterparts to get this going because there was nobody catering to the needs of people who wanted to do this on a part-time basis. And that's just how many of our sororities and fraternities got started, from a need. They felt that the needs were being covered for a certain select group of people, and they decided to start something. And now for many of them, it's been over a century. Well, we're only 26 years old, but we're doing really well. Now with us, we earn commission for everything that we book. You earn a 70% commission for any trip that you book, whether you rent a car, book a house, book a vacation trip, a cruise, whatever. You earn 70%. So just to throw numbers, if you book something and your commission you're going to earn is $100, you're going to walk away with $70. Now, the way that I play it for a Greek is, think about it on this way. Right now, I can tell you, you have the Cappers are at their conclave in Florida. The Signalers are at their conclave down in, well, actually up in Detroit. Imagine if you had actually gotten together with your chapter bros and set up an actual bus trip, say from this area, from the DMV area, and chartered a bus and earned an extra $10 per person on the bus. You have a bus of 56 seats, and generally you only do about 50 because you have to have an extra space for the second driver. And then, of course, knowing my fraternity brothers, you got to have some space for the snacks and the juice while you're on this bus. But if you have 50 seats and that's an extra $10 per seat, who wants to do that math for me? That's like what? $500 just for a ride up? Now imagine if you have booked the hotel space and you was getting 10% of each of the hotel space. Or imagine if you actually set up to have out some activity signed up to do while you're out there. Or you have people who need a flight. You can help people book the flight, and all this money can go back to the agent, and the agent can turn around and say, hey, I will give you a commission, a portion of my commission, and I will donate it towards the scholarship fund. Now, I know some people are probably like, oh, well, if I go to a national convention, I'm just going to book with the host hotel, which is fine. But come June, July, August, everyone is running all over the place to go to some picnic, going to Atlanta Greek picnic, all the different places that I mentioned. Now realize that instead of people going one by one here and there, how about if people could actually get together and the chapter gets together and gets a chapter block at some of these major events? And this will allow for people to go ahead, plan early, and then you can earn a commission on top of it. Now, there's several ways that you can work a lot of these opportunities. My favorite is doing a cruise ship because a cruise brings in the most amount of money for commission on average, in my opinion. And a lot of the cruise lines that we frequently use, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Celebrity, they all have fundraising programs. And for Royal Caribbean, you do not have to be a 501c3 as a chapter. So if your national organization is a 501c3, all they need is a copy of that certificate and you are perfectly fine. You do not need to become a 501c3 as a chapter. Now imagine if you was going to get $100 per cabin that you sailed. And it means that you sell, I said sale, that you sold, let's say sold. For every cabin that you did, you get $100. Say you sold 10 cabins, that's $1,000. Now here's the thing, you have a full year to do this promotion before anybody has to go anywhere. You yourself do not have to go on any of these cruise ships. You don't have to sail because every ship is going to have a coordinator with you. And then on top of it, you can make some really easy money by doing these sailings. And the best part, no money down. And that is one of the biggest confusions that nonprofits have when it comes to doing a fundraiser on a cruise ship. They believe that there's some kind of liability against them, that they have to put money down to hold space, and you don't. There's no money down. You make the reservation, you get your deposits in the times slotted, and that's it. So everybody can go ahead and sell the cabins, get bookings, and if you're making anywhere from $25 to $100 per cabin, and then you're sending them on something different. Now, with IntelliTravel, we book through all the same major companies, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Princess, Marriott, Hilton. If you've done it, we probably have access to do the same thing. Everything that you're already booking as an individual already has a commission built in. So you're not asking anybody to book any differently or try to go through some new company you've never heard of. They're all the same. They're all the same name brands. Now, as a Greek myself, a lot of people know that dues are expensive. Dues are going up. So between the cost for dues, you have your cost for your state meeting if you go, your regional meeting if you go, your national meeting if you go, and then you also have to deal with the events that the chapter's planning because you're expected to buy tickets. And for some chapters, you have an assessment fee, which can be anywhere from $60 to $200 that you have to actually pay to support the chapter. Now, what if you can set something up where you can alleviate these problems? If you yourself was the agent, how would you like to be able to start bringing in some extra checks every month? And if you decide to build like I do with Planet Marketing, which is a totally separate company, but we're connected, you can earn five, six, seven, $800 a month to help pay for those dues. Because I know for me, my annual due is a little over $400, but I still have to buy a ticket for a event. Regardless if I'm going or not, I either have to buy a ticket for myself or I have to sell tickets to get other people to come. Now, and this is something that one of my sister Greeks was even saying, and I kind of agree. I'm tired of all white parties. When you use travel as a way to market and do fundraising, you're opening up something totally different that you can do. Like my sister Greek said, she's an SGRO. Please, no more all white parties. We have killed all white parties to death. Every summer, everybody has an all white party. And we're not doing all white party no more. What if we did something different? You want to keep your all white? Let's do an all white party in Jamaica. Let's go ahead and book a trip down to Jamaica Thursday through Monday. People come down there, have fun. We could set everything up as travel agents and then still earn some income from it for the chapter. Earn yourself some fundraising funds to go towards the scholarships. And there are several different ways that you can actually do this. Some companies actually have fundraising programs that you can work with them, and they will help you set different things up in order to help to go ahead and promote whichever trip you want to do, whether it's cruise, land, or even something as simple as a bus trip somewhere. I know for this area, DMV area, a bus trip to Atlantic City would be a good idea, or a weekend trip to the beach might be something that people can do. You know, people in Florida, they can do simple day trips or overnight trips to Bahamas and earn some income. Now, from a personal side, as a travel agent in the business, you know, it is a home-based business. And as many people know, with the home-based business, I get some tax deductions because I run my business from my home. And if you can see my living room right now, you will see all of the books that I have, all of my brochures, my cruise brochures, Vacation Express, Secrets. I have all of this stuff, which of course was free for me because I don't pay for any of my brochures. But I get to write off certain different things because, like I said, it's a home-based business. And then on top of it, I also get to write off things like when I actually go traveling because there are business expenses. I get to write off different things, like the mortgage for my house. Now, of course, you need to work with your accountant or your tax specialist, whoever your tax person is, to make sure that what you are trying to write off is legit. But it also lowers your taxes. And then on top of it, you're bringing in extra income. I don't see what's wrong with bringing in some extra income. Now, of course, the next thing people are going to say is, oh my God, this is so much work you're asking me to do. We already do so much as Greeks with our daily lives and having family, kids, school, and things like that. I have somebody on my team who's on the state board of Florida. So if anybody's busy, she is. So it's all about the priorities, because one thing I want to say is that though we are all Greek, we are who we are first. You know, we have to make sure that our finances are correct. If we want to stay financially active in our sororities and fraternities, we have to make sure all our other bills are taken care of first. And with travel, this is a great way to do it. And I know right now, just scrolling through my timeline, I have seen so many different events going on. And to be honest, a lot of them are very similar. And I want to be able to introduce travel to other Greeks and to build a great Greek travel squad to represent all of the Divine Nine, so we can go out there and change lives, change other people's lives, and help our fraternities and sororities with their social actions, their scholarship programs, and things of that nature. And because of the way this is set up, these can be even great ways for your youth groups to even promote and earn income for their scholarship programs and the various things that they have to do. Because, like I said, with the example with the cruise, we can easily set up a block for one cruise and then break it up between the grads, the undergrads, and the auxiliary groups, and they can all sell into this one big block, and all of them can earn a portion of those fundraising funds. Very simple, very easy. Now, for me, I do have about 9 or 10 people on my team who are Greek. I have mostly Zetas. I have 2 Sigmas, 2 Omegas, and then that's it. So I am currently looking for some SG roles, some AKA, some Alpha men, And just to point out, the founder of Planet Marketing is an alpha and his wife is a delta. So I need some alphas and some deltas on the team. But I just wanted to come on here to let people know and to answer any questions that anybody has about the program, about the company, about the payment schedule, not the payment schedule, but the compensation, I should say, how to fundraise while using travel. Because again, when we get to the fall every year, what is the number one thing we always see? This ball, that ball, this ball, that ball, and they're all $60 to $75. And then they wonder why, especially when you have a lot of Greeks in the same area throwing the same events, why people are not making that much money, because everybody's doing the same thing at the same time for about the same price. And to be honest, most of us can't afford to buy $60 to $70 tickets several times a month for events. Now imagine, instead of doing a ball here and a ball there and a ball there, if your chapter said, you know what, for New Year's Eve, let's go to Dubai. For New Year's Eve, let's go to Paris. Let's go to Vegas. Or for Christmas, do a Christmas family trip somewhere. Or Halloween. Do a Halloween trip somewhere, you can go to, there's a place called Breathless. There's a place called Temptation. That's strictly adults. Temptation, that you got to be open-minded for temptation. But to do something different instead of always doing the same one. I know a lot of Greeks and a lot of chapters want to stay in the box because it's something that they can control. If you're working with a travel agent, the travel agent has the expertise. And if you are the travel agent for your chapter, not only are you going to be helping yourself because you will earn a commission, you'll be able to set up the trip so your chapter earns an income as well. Because imagine how many more people you would get if you said, you know what, we're going to go to Las Vegas for New Year's Eve in 2018 going into 2019, and a portion of the proceeds is going to go towards our scholarship fund. How many people you think are going to want to go? It's Vegas, it's New Year's Eve. You don't even have to purchase tickets for anything going on in Vegas. It's Vegas, or what if you plan to go to Dubai for Halloween and do a costume party in Dubai, or pick somewhere, but think outside the box. Because I think really what it is when it comes to fundraising for Greeks, we're really stuck on the traditional things, the all-white parties or the holiday balls and the formal events. But people are traveling. People are getting out there and people want to see the world. And a lot of Greeks don't want to have to decide between going to a chapter event or actually seeing the world. What if the chapters can now start seeing the world? What if we got together and decided as a fundraiser, let's all get on a cruise together, and every chapter will win by earning, earning fundraiser. Now imagine if you was getting $200 per cabin that you book for this fundraiser. Now this does not cut into the up to $100 that you can earn per cabin for the fundraiser. $200, you book 20 cabins. That's a $2,000 commission. But on top of that, is it 2002? No, that's a $4,000 commission, I think. And then on top of that, you're going to get $100 per cabin. So that's a $2,000 fundraiser that you just made. Now, for most people, who makes $2,000 in a fundraiser on a 3 to 4 day cruise? What do you have to do as a chapter member to earn $2,000 in a fundraiser? Most people don't earn that much in a single fundraiser. Most chapters are very excited if they make $300-400. And nowadays, $300-400 doesn't cover dues. Really, what are you going to think it's going to do for a scholarship or for one of your causes? Now, if you have a travel agent in your chapter, when it's time to travel for any event, you have an in-house agent that you can now sponsor. We're so big on sponsoring small businesses, we don't sponsor the ones that are right there in our chapters, right there in our daily lives. So as you're going away on a vacation, say maybe you're just going to New York for the weekend, book through the agent to get all of your stuff in your chapter, because you know that you're helping them earn some commission so they can go ahead and pay their dues. So they can go ahead and help participate in some of these other events that they might need. Or you might just be helping a frat or a SAR earn some extra income so they can save up so they can get financial again. Now, again, I'm just saying some of the things that I have seen, some of the things that I have heard, and trust me, I have a Omega friend who's in the business, Zach, and boy, did we brainstorm at the beginning of this 20 years ago about all the possibilities that we can have. And we really wanted to have a strong Greek force because Greeks, on a whole, are one of the last peoples to get on board with things that are happening. We don't want to use our affiliation when it comes to promotion a lot of times and networking as we're Greeks. I am. Everyone knows or should know by now I'm a Zeta. I have a lot of Greek friends. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hi, my name is so and so. I'm a Zeta and I'm a travel agent. Or, hi, my name is so and so. I'm an Omega and I'm a doctor. It's okay to say that you're Greek. So why not network and bring people into the business, help them earn some extra income, help them build a plan B, because we all don't know how long a plan A is going to last. I have a Sarah on the team who her plan A was basically going bye-bye. And she had to find a second job before her first job disappeared while she's still working the business. So your plan A, no matter what your job is, your plan A can and will disappear. Now, when you work with the travel, you don't get paid the commission until after the trip is done. So within 30 to 90 days of the travel, you will receive your commission check. Now, as far as the commission check for fundraising for chapters, every industry is a little industry. Every different supply is a little bit different on the time frame, but you still will not receive the fundraising funds until afterwards. And then as an agent, if you decided that, you know what, you want to share this opportunity, you can also become a member of Planet Marketing, and allows you to share this opportunity just like you see me do on Facebook, just like you're seeing me do now. And as you build a team of agents under you, you will be able to earn monthly income. What I call it is the residual side is the now money, and the travel side is the later money. I can tell you right now, the company is full of deltas and omegas that I see. We also have, I've seen a couple of kappas. I've seen 2 alphas to include the founder. But we do have quite a bit of zetas and sigmas in the company, not as much as omegas and deltas, but we're getting there, you know. So as we move on into our new sorority and fraternity year, I really want to reach out to the Greeks that are watching this now, watching this later, struggling with bills, struggling with finances, trying to figure out, how am I going to pay my dues next year? How am I going to be able to afford to go to state conference, national conferences? Because I know for us, our national conference is next year, as well as a couple other sororities and fraternities. And the question is, how can I afford to go? I want to go to see the information. I want to go and be involved, but I can't afford the $600, $900, $1,000, whatever it is, to register, let alone find a place to actually stay. Now, here's the thing. As a travel agent, you are afforded travel agent benefits. So one of my discounts and benefits of being in the travel industry is when I travel, I don't pay full price. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the prices are, but let's just say it's significantly lower than what you would pay as a consumer, because I'm paying as a merchant, and merchant pricing is always better. So if you are looking for ways to travel for these different events and these different meetings, you can now travel as a travel agent, pay a lower fee, but on top of that, have a block and bring your people with you and book it. And it's really not going to be that much difficult, because if you can book on Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia, you can book with us. The only difference is that you got to log in with a password. That's the only difference, so they know who you are. But I was hoping to get some questions. I was hoping to get some people who had, have been thinking about it. Maybe once I finish, this will come back and people will have, some hits and concerns and things of that nature. But overall, travel is something that everybody is doing. Everybody knows somebody who's traveling, just came back from traveling, or know somebody who's getting ready to travel right now. So why not jump into that pie? It's a $15 trillion industry. Well, it's going to be 15 trillion. It's probably about 9 trillion now, but it's a trillion, trillions and trillions and trillions. It's bigger than the deficit, and it's going to grow. So why not get in the way of it and earn some money? Because When you like just, 1% of $1 trillion, I'm not even gonna try to do the math on what that is, but I know it got lots of zeros behind it. Wouldn't it be nice to, like, I'm booking a trip right now for my mother, my cousins, and some of their friends and family. And based off the bookings that I have and the ones that are coming, I'm looking to make almost $4,000 in commission for these cabins. Now imagine if this was you and you're about to get a $4,000 commission check for booking 9 cabins on a ship. Now imagine that you did this and you did it as a fundraiser with your sorority or your fraternity, and now you just earned $900, and all you did was ask people to share the flyer and book, and that was it. It's very, very, very simple. There's things that you can do. I know for the sororities, you can easily do a girls' getaway and have like a leadership conference, a get to know you type situation where, for us, we can go to the Poconos, we can go to New York, we can go so many different places. And the guys can do the same thing and have a male bonding guys weekend type situation. And you really don't even have to leave the area, because depending on where you are, you probably have some really nice hotels with really nice spas for the ladies. Not to say that the men don't like to get pampered, but not too many of them are going to openly admit that, yeah, they're going on a spa weekend with the boys. They want to go hit the bars, but I'm just saying, you get the drift. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this, and definitely for our undergrads. The reason why the undergrads could really benefit from this is because you can only do but so many cake sales and kitty sales. And I mean, I understand, undergrads get excited. Ooh, we made $100. What if you book spring break? What if you sponsored a spring break trip, say to Cabo, Mexico, and got half your campus to go? And you was able to make $50 off of every person that went, say 2,000 people went. I mean, that might be exaggerating, but think about it. You know what I mean? $50 per person going on a spring break trip. You'll bring in more money than you probably would be able to figure out what to do for an undergrad chapter. Now, we know whether you're undergrad or whether you grad, you need money to run your chapter. It's still a business. But I think undergrads will make a killing with it if we had some undergrad graduate agents, because you have spring break. You also have people going home for the holidays, people going home for the summer. They need to book. They need those flights. They need those package deals, because we do payment plans. So as a UG chapter member, let's just say Bowie State, and you plan right now with your chapter to go ahead and do the spring break for your school. You set everything up. So the moment kids walk on campus, you're giving them flyers and say, hey, we're going to Jamaica for spring break next year. Are you down? All I need is $100. Let me get $100. And you could put 4 to 6 people in the room. And imagine the money that you will get. So if you got 4 people in the room and you upcharging it by $50, that's $100 per room. Who doesn't want to go on spring break and go to Jamaica? Because the millennials, they don't do like we did back in the day. For us, spring break was basically going to go work somewhere or driving to the next state or going home. We didn't go to all these fancy places that they're doing. But think about the money that could be coming in, And for a undergrad chapter, money's even tighter for them because they're full-time students. And yes, though they may have jobs, they have these things called student loans that most of them is trying to pay the interest down. Imagine if you're giving them the opportunity to not only help their chapter, but help themselves. That is something that all fraternities and sororities should be teaching their members. Is it's not just about helping the community. You need to help the community within. That's how I feel. You should be helping the community within. And if I'm booking trips and I'm earning $200 per trip as an undergrad and getting a commission check of like $900, $1,000, do you imagine what an undergrad can take care of with that money? They can pay the interest on their student loans, which most of them won't, because we didn't think about doing stuff like that. They can prepay their dues to the next year, because that's something I would think about doing. They might just put it in their savings, or they might just save it so they can buy books, because college books are expensive. Whew, they got real expensive. But I just want to give you an idea. I just wanted to just present this because I'm really looking for some new and some great Greek leaders. I see tons of people on my timeline. They're traveling all over the world. They're seeing the sites. And I've asked them, Hey, Greek, why don't you come book? Why don't you come become an agent? I see you're already traveling, so you understand what to do. Oh, well, I don't have the time. I'm not asking you to change anything. All I'm trying to do is try to get you to save some money. If you have the time to go through Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia, Priceline.com, and go through all these different sites to find the best deal, you have time to be a travel agent because you're not doing anything different. And not only will you save money, you could possibly earn money, especially if you get other people to come with you, you'll earn even more money. Because I would rather pay a travel agent rate at a 5-star resort for 4 nights than pay consumer. I don't know about you, I likes me a deal. So everybody that's on here, and I can see a lot of different people have jumped in, jumped off, danced around. I'll probably be back. Maybe Friday I'll come back and talk about some things. I am going to be getting ready to do some training on different cruises. Essentially, let me show you one of the ones I got. Hold on. See? Got Disney. Can you see it? Uh-oh. I done lost my clarity. That's what I get for moving. There it is. See? Disney Cruises. This is something that I ordered, and it was actually free, and it actually lists all the cruises that Disney does. Now, I know for many people, they're probably like, I don't want to go to Disney. But you know what? I have this one, which is Vacation Express. Now, Vacation Express has a whole lot of different cruises, not cruises, but it has, this is why I can't look at books because then I get sidetracked. It has a whole bunch of different things in there for places around the world. We have nonstop flights that you can use where they give you really great discounts on the pricing with a low deposit of $100. Let's see what we got for Baltimore. Okay, we got some Punta Cana, Grand Bahamas. What about Philly? Because Philly's not that far. Grand Bahama again. But there's a lot of different opportunities out there. I am going to try to focus a little bit more on cruising because now is the time. If you are going to cruise, now is the time to start putting your deposits down. Norwegian has some really great deals right now, and they're doing reduced deposit. Carnival's doing reduced deposit because I'm getting ready to book one of those. It's 50% off right now. So being the fact that we do have a payment plan for just about everything, and being the fact that the deposit is really not that much higher than what most people would pay to go to an event. Because you think about it, most people pay anywhere from $60 to $70 to go. And for a lot of these trips I've been talking about, your deposit is anywhere from $50 to maybe $200. And if you're going with 2 people for some of these fraternity and sorority events, it's $60, $70 times 2. Now, if we're doing a cruise and we have a group going, it's $50 times 2. So you can also offer a lower deposit going in and still have some great returns on it. Now, I hope everyone learned something, opened up their eyes a little bit. If you have any other questions about it, you can get back to me or get back to the person that invited you to come learn about Greeks and the benefits of being in travel and using travel to fundraise, using travel to help earn some extra money, pay those dues every year, because dues are due in a few months. But I hope everybody had a good time and enjoyed. We are going to go ahead and go. I have to now run to the store to go pick up my stamper because I have tons of brochures to stamp before my party on Saturday. See you later.